When you think of a leader, what are some qualities that you often think of? Maybe they're nice. Maybe they're smart. Maybe they know what they're doing most of the time. See, those are the qualities of a manager, not a leader. As you begin your college career, you will have many times where you can be both a manager and a great leader. You'll be given the opportunity to be part of a college organization or club. You will most likely have a part-time or full-time job while you're in college. And then very quickly after your 4 years, you'll enter into the workforce where you will have more than an opportunity to become a great leader. What I would like to do today is talk to you about 3 qualities that make a great leader. You must first have a commitment to a vision. You also must be open with your employees and be there for them at all times. And finally, you have to be open with your employees about yourself and your continued growth. First, let's look at a commitment to a vision. Every leader must be able to commit themselves to a vision. BusinessDictionary.com defines a business vision as an aspirational description of what an organization would like to achieve or accomplish in the midterm or long term. A leader must be able to understand what their company is striving for and how to achieve it. If you believe in the vision and show your team that you believe in the vision, they'll follow suit because a great leader has its followers. A great example of a leader who inspired a shared vision is Steve Jobs. He may not have been a people person, as he's often depicted as being. But one thing that Steve did very well was have a vision. And because he believed in this vision, his entire team believed in the vision. And that is why Apple is still going as strong as they are without him today. But believing in a vision is not enough. True leaders must also be aware of what is going on within their organization, and they must be there for their team. Many managers and leaders are often heard from, but they're never seen. But this is not a true leader. Leaders must always be aware of what is going on. If a team isn't performing, there is most likely something going on. But unless you're there seeing it, you will not know what's going on. This can cause failure. Leaders should always lead by example. A term that never should come out of a leader's mouth is "that's not my job." A true leader will never be afraid to get down and dirty with his team. If you want your team to support you, you must support your team. This will get you farther than you ever could believe. You also need to be able to take one for the team from time to time. Maybe you see one of your employees needs a break, or maybe your receptionist needs to go to lunch and there's no one to answer the phones. Don't be afraid to pick up the work. Don't be afraid to make a phone call or answer the phones for half an hour or hour while somebody's at lunch. Showing your team that you care will make you a great leader to them, and they'll follow you and do what you want them to do. Leaders can be great managers if they're only heard from, but a leader can be a great leader if they are heard from and seen from. But being a visionary and being there for your team isn't enough. You also need to be open to feedback from your team, and you also need to learn to grow yourself at all times. True leaders are never afraid to receive open feedback from their team. Sometimes it's one of the hardest things to do, to be hearing exactly what you've done and how your team perceives it. Because as a human being, we always want to be right. But you have to realize this just isn't the case. It is one of the most rewarding opportunities to have that time to hear from your team exactly how they perceive you. But you can't just listen to it. You also have to be willing to change yourself. Make sure your team is always aware that you're open to feedback from them. The other most important aspect is finding a mentor or a fellow leader and have them mentor you. Have them talk to you about what's going on in their life and vice versa. Peer-to-peer coaching is one of the most effective ways to develop yourself. And if you want to be an effective leader, you can never stop challenging yourself to grow. This is a vital part of being a great leader. You see, leadership isn't just about being in charge or having a title. It's about being an open and dedicated person to both your personal and team's growth and success. Great leaders always believe in and have a firm grasp on a vision, and are seen more than they are heard from. And they are constantly growing themselves and retraining. While many of you are just beginning your college years, There will be opportunities for you to be a great leader during these times, and following right afterwards. And it is my hope that you will have these three traits in your leadership abilities.